Hi everyone, welcome to this video. I'm Explorer123 and this is going to be a library book haul. Yes, I've got some new library books and I thought I would do a video showing you what they are and telling you a little bit about them. Maybe I'll give you, yes you, some ideas for books that you'd like to read yourself. So if you enjoy watching, which I hope you do, please click like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel. That would be awesome. And don't forget to smash the notification bell to all notifications, then you can see when I've uploaded new videos and also when I'm doing live streams. Okay, we have a lot of books here, so yeah, I'm going to try and get through them as quick as I can. I don't want you to get bored. Let me know in the comment section down below what book you are currently reading, if you're enjoying it or not, and also let me know if there's any like new books coming out soon that you're like mega excited for. I love reading your comments. Okay, so I'm putting my glasses on now. So you know, that means business. Hope everyone's doing good, by the way. I'm filming this video on Sunday afternoon. I had a shower a little while ago, so my hair is a little bit wet. I'm just kind of letting it dry naturally today. Anyway, so let's talk about books, not my wet hair. First book I want to show you from the library is somewhere. Here it is. It's actually the sequel to the book I'm currently reading. So I know this is a library book haul, but this is not a library book, but this is. And the reason why I kind of have to show this one is, you know, because it's number 1 and this is number 2. So this is The Ravens by Cass Morgan and Danielle Page. And this is The Monarchs. What cover do you like best? Let me know. I do like both covers, but The Ravens has won it for me. I just love ravens as well. So I just think this is really cool. But yeah, so this is really, really good. I'm thoroughly enjoying this one. I'm currently on page 115, not yet halfway, but not too long till I'm halfway. And yeah, it's just brilliant. It's set in America in a college. It's set in Georgia. And yeah, basically it's a bunch of young girls who are not just normal kind of young girls at college. They are witches. And I'm loving the different characters. The main 2 characters are Vivi and Scarlet. Out of the 2, I'm definitely preferring Vivi. I think she's just like, I don't know, just a bit nicer. But then again, even though Scarlet is kind of played as this kind of, you know, nastier character, I think she's got reasons to be nasty because of pressure from her family and stuff. But yeah, basically, this group of witches, like there's some rivalry going on and stuff like that, but then evil comes into the college and it's kind of like all the witches have to unite to fight against this evil. Also people kind of discovering the truth about this group of girls, that they are actually a coven of witches. It's really good. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It is a YA, so I suppose, you know, there's your normal kind of tropes and also some parts are a little bit predictable, but I'm just really enjoying the ride. Like, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And I do love witchy books. I've always enjoyed reading about like witches and vampires since I was young. So yeah, let me know if you've read these. I think it is a duology. I don't think it's a series. So yeah, it'd be cool if it was a series, but I'd be happy if it was a duology as well. So that is that. And as I say, The Ravens is my current read. Okay, where should we go next? Let's go with Golden Boys. By the way, these are all different genres. I'm one of these people who like to read all different sorts of books, all different sort of genres. Like, I don't just read the one. I know some people do, and like, that's fine, you know, if that makes you happy. But for me, I like a kind of varied mixed bag. And I am a mood reader, so, you know, the fact that I like lots of different genres makes me feel like, you know, if I'm in the mood for horror, I've got horror. If I'm in the mood for romance, I've got romance, that kind of thing. So that's why this bunch of books here you're about to see are very varied and very different, because that's how I like it. So this is by Phil Stamper. It's called Golden Boys, and this is a YA. And I've not read The Gravity of Us, and I've got it on my want to read list, and I don't know why I haven't read it, because that came out before this one. But anyway, so this is The Golden Boys, and it's about a group of 4 friends. So you've got Gabrielle, Reese, Sal and Heath, and they kind of have grown up in the middle of nowhere. They're queer, and like, they haven't really got that kind of LGBTQI community around them. They've just kind of got themselves, like as the group of friendships, but in the summer they kind of want to go off, do their own thing, go different places, kind of discover who they are. And it says here, will the distance divide them or draw them closer than ever? So I'm really looking forward to find out, you know, how it's like growing up, you know, queer in that kind of close-knit community in the middle of nowhere. And also, you know, will they keep that bond as friends, you know, if they're all kind of doing their own thing? There is like text conversations in here, which I really enjoy. I don't know why, let me know if you do as well, but I love like text and stuff in books. I don't know, I just really enjoy it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to read this. It says it's warm, witty and wise. So yeah, that is that one. Next up we have The Girl with No Soul. How do you find your soulmate when you don't have a soul? This is by Morgan Owen. I've heard so many good things about this book. It says Iris has a deadly secret. She's a hollow, a girl with no soul. In a world where the Order patrol the secrets with lanterns that can see your soul's purity, she must hide in the shadows, revealing her true self to no one. But when Iris steals a ring said to hold the memory of a soul's destruction, she is reunited with her spark, one of the 5 parts that make up her own missing soul, the spark that will set Iris's world ablaze. Can she piece together her past and find her soul, or will her heart get in the way? So yeah, it says here it's a big kind of heart-stopping romance, obviously a little bit fantasy as well. So yeah, I just think it sounds really interesting, and as I say, I've heard some good things about it. Right, let's go with a few thrillers now. I do like reading thrillers. I always turn into Detective Laura when I read a thriller. So this is The Lion Club by Annie Ward. And it says here on the cover, 3 women, 2 bodies, 1 big lie. So it's set in Colorado, the Colorado mountains to be exact, at an elite private school. There's 3 women. So you've got, let's have a look here, Natalie, who's a young office assistant. Then there's Brooke, who is a gorgeous heiress. And there's Asha, an overachieving and overprotecting mum, who suspects her husband is having an affair. And basically, they all fall for the same guy. And then there's a murder. And yeah, it says here, juicy thriller of revenge and murder and shocking conspiracy, one in which the victims aren't who you think they might be. So are you going to kind of go along the book thinking, oh, I really like her, and then find out that she's not nice, or, you know, who's the murderer? I don't know. I think it sounds exciting. So there we go. That is The Lying Club. Next up, I have another thriller. Where we go? Someone We Know by Shari Pena. She's most famous for The Couple Next Door. I know she's done lots of books, but I think this is like her big one, right? I did enjoy that, by the way. And ever since I've read her books, because she's just really good at writing the characters, lots of twists and turns in her books. And I love the fact that you kind of get to that last page, sometimes even the last paragraph, and you're like, oh my God, really? What a twist. Love that. So yeah, this is Someone We Know, and this is about secrets in a tight-knit neighborhood. Maybe you don't know your neighbor as well as you thought you did. So I love that premise of, like, you know, wondering what your neighbors get up to behind closed doors. I often think that when I look at my neighbors. But yeah, there's a murdered woman. She's found, her body's found, and there's also a boy that's like breaking into houses. And it says here, how far will all these very nice people go to protect their secrets? I don't think they are very nice people by the sound of it. But yeah, I think it's going to be good. It's going to be good. It says a masterful whodunit. So yeah, Shari Pena, really good thriller author. Okay, got a fantasy here, a YA fantasy. And I'm really happy that I've got back into my YA fantasy, well, fantasy in general this year. Last year, I kind of looked at my end of kind of year reading and I just thought, I've hardly read like any fantasy. So this year I am, you know, bringing fantasy back in. I do love that escapism, you know, in fantasy. So this is Only a Monster by Vanessa Len. And I've heard I keep saying that, but I have heard so many good things about this book. And it's so pretty as well. Like, it's just really nice. I've seen some people have the special, was it the Fairy Loot? Did like a special version of this with the sprayed edges and stuff. And yeah, it's gorgeous. But I mean, this is still a nice cover. But yeah, this is a retelling, I think. Or is it not? No, it's not that one. It's this one. That's the retelling. I'll come to that in a minute. This isn't a retelling. I apologise, I was wrong. This says, don't forget the rule. No one can know what you are. You must never tell anyone about monsters. Oh, that was it. I remember now. Yeah, so it says, in every story there is a hero and a monster. She is not the hero. So the main character is a 16-year-old girl called Joan, and she gets to go and stay hold on. It should have been the perfect summer, sent to stay with her late mother's eccentric family in London. That was it. Determined to enjoy herself, she loves her nerdy job at the historic Holland House. When her super cute co-worker Nick asks her on a date, it feels like everything is falling into place. Then a Good Samaritan attempt gone wrong sends Joan spinning through time, and her life quickly begins to unravel. Her family aren't just eccentric, they're monsters with terrifying hidden powers. And Nick isn't just a cute boy, he's a legendary monster slayer who will do anything to bring them down. As she battles Nick, Joan is forced to work with the beautiful and ruthless Aaron Oliver, heir to a monster family that hates her own. She'll have to embrace her own monstrousness if she is to save herself and her family, because in this story, she's not the hero. Yeah. How fun does that sound like? I think it sounds really, really good. Love that. So the one I was saying about the retelling, I did get them a little confused, is this one here. So this is The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie O. I'm sure I've read something by Axie O, or maybe I've got it on my want to read list. I recognise the name. But anyway, talking about beautiful covers, look at this. I mean, this is stunning. Maybe at the end of the video, I'll say what my favourite cover was, just literally on cover. I know they say that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but you know, I like a nice pretty cover, what can I say? But this is just stunning, so pretty. And yet this is the retelling. It says here, The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea is a magical feminist retelling of a classic Korean legend. And it says, perfect for fans of Uprooted and Spirited Away. So yeah, deadly storms, an ancient curse, will her sacrifice save them all? Different generations, there's deadly storms, there's a bit of romance, there's magic. Yeah, I'm up for it. I'm up for it. Let's do it. Okay, now the next one is about witches. Got another witchy book here. I literally, right, this is so weird, right? I looked at my pile of books, well, my several piles of books actually in my bedroom, and I was like, that's about witches, that's about witches. I have so many witchy books that I've bought in the last few months, but hey, as I said, I've always enjoyed reading, like, you know, vampires, witches, that kind of thing. This is The Manningtree Witches by A.K. Blakemore. Apparently this was Costa Book Awards shortlist in last year, and it was the winner of the Desmond Elliott Prize. So yay, it won awards. Well done. Let's give that book a round of applause. There we go. Okay, yes, I did just do that. So this says, fear and suspicion take root among the women of Manningtree when the Witchfinder General comes to town. So it's set in 1643 in Manningtree, which is, I don't know, like time wise, but I think it is in Essex. It's like, I think near Colchester way. I'm in Southend, and so I'm an Essex girl. This is set in Essex, and yeah, anything to do with witches, as I say, it just interests me. Oh god, yeah, it says, when Matthew Hopkins arrives asking bladed questions and casting damning accusations, mistrust and unease seep into the lives of the women. Caught between betrayal and persecution, what must Rebecca, that's the main character, do to survive? Yeah, I've read a few books set in Manningtree, and I've also read books set in, I can't remember where it is, but it's really near Manningtree. I wonder if Nathan knows. Do you know where it is? Sorry. Oh, where? Manningtree and somewhere else with the witches. Missley, that's it. Thank you. Yeah, they're up by Colchester. Near Colchester, that's what I thought. Sorry, just asking my other half there. Thank you. No, thank you. my beautiful assistant. Yeah, so Missley and Manningtree, I would love to go, honestly, because I've read books about there and it just looks really creepy and mystical and witchy. Anyway, I'd love to go there at some point. But yeah, so that is the Manningtree Witches. Next up, we have Delilah Green, and She Doesn't Care. Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. I'm going to say it again, I'm sorry, but I've heard so many good things about this book. I really have. I love the cover. I think the cover's really cool, especially this one. So I assume she must be Delilah Green, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, she looks nice, but come on, that style, it's got me written all over it, especially them big boots. I love the boots. But yeah, so this is a romance book, but it's kind of one of those, you know, the tropes of they have a kind of one night stand. They don't want anything serious, but they're kind of pushed together and then romance will blossom. But you know what I like most about this book, what I've heard about it, is that instead of reading about a kind of romance with a bad boy, she's a kind of bad girl. I don't necessarily think she's like nasty bad, but she's just kind of mischievous, bit of a rebel, bit of a wild child Jezebel, you know, that kind of thing. And I think that sounds exciting. She goes back to her old kind of area and she takes photos and she gets involved with, I think it's it's her stepsister or something, her wedding, or a friend of hers wedding. Anyway, there's a wedding and someone's getting married. And she and this character who's called Claire, who's a single mum, they kind of, I think there's a little bit, as I say, of a one night stand. Claire's not looking for, it says here, as a busy single mother, Claire depends upon a life without surprises, and Delilah Green is an unwelcome surprise at first. But when they're forced to spend time together for the many wedding preparations, Claire isn't sure she has the strength to resist Delilah's charms. Even worse, she's starting to think she doesn't want to. This says it's supposed to be a swoon-worthy, laugh-out-loud romp of a romance. So, yeah, as I say, I like the idea of reading about a wild kind of bad girl instead of a wild bad boy. You know, it just kind of mixes things up a bit. Right, next up, we have another romance, but I don't think this is going to be quite as sassy as that one. This is called That Jewish Thing by Amber Crew. Loving the fact, got some Jewish rep here. I am Jewish, I go on about it all the time. So it's just really nice to see some like fun Jewish books in fiction. I know there's lots of Jewish themed books about the Holocaust and stuff, which is obviously a really important subject and people should always read about it and learn from it and stuff. However, sometimes as a Jew, like you just want like a book that is fun, light-hearted and not dark and sad. You know, you just want something a bit silly. And, you know, I read The Matzo Ball last year and I really enjoyed that for the same reason. And I think this is going to be pretty similar. The Matzo Ball was based in America, but this one is based in the UK. So it's about this girl called Tamsin, and she just literally goes to weddings all the time, and her family always kind of try and set her up with someone because she's single. But yeah, she gets put on the table as with a guy called Ari Marshall, and he's like the perfect man for her according to her family. But then she's like, no, don't keep pushing me. I don't want to go with the guy you want me to. I want to find my own man, kind of thing. And she starts having a bit of an interest in this chef, this hot London chef. So it says, but somehow Ari and Tamsin keep crossing paths, and she's about to find out that in love and in life, it's not always easy to run away from who you really are. So the question is, will she go with the guy her family wanted to go with, or will she go with this hot chef? Who's going to be good for her? Who's going to be bad for her? I did read a little bit of this actually because I just wanted to get a vibe for it, and literally within the first few pages I was giggling. It was so funny and cheeky, and there is that kind of Jewish humour, which I think, because I'm Jewish, I get that kind of humour, and I just, yeah, really, really good. And also, really quickly, on the cover is a bowl of chicken soup and knedlach balls. I wouldn't eat it now, vegetarian. But when I was a kid, my grandma used to cook this for me. It was very nice, especially when I had a cold. But anyway, so that is that one. I've got 2 more left to show you. I didn't realise my phone battery was very low, so I've got to hurry the F up. Right, we'll go with this one, The Last House on the Street by Diane Chamberlain. Honestly, I've never heard of this author, but when I looked in the book, she has done loads of... Look at all this. There are loads of books on it. I've never heard of her. So if you have, let me know. Not that I know every author, obviously, of them, but, you know, being a bookworm and being in the bookshops and libraries, I'm usually familiar with the names. But anyway, I thought this sounded really interesting. So it's called The Last House on the Street. And it says, in a small town, a rumour can start a fire. So it's set in, like, part in the past, part you know, more modern. So some of it is set in 1965, some of it is in 2010. It says, a small town divided by prejudice, a secret that won't remain silent, past and present are set to collide in the last house on the street. A young white female student becomes involved in the fight for civil rights in North Carolina, fall in love with one of her fellow activists, a black man, in a time and place where an interracial relationship must be hidden from family, friends, and especially the re-emerging Ku Klux Klan. As tensions rise in the town, she realises not everyone is who they appear to be. So then skip forward to 2010. Recently widowed architect moves into the home that she and her late husband designed. Heartbroken that he will never cross the threshold, but when disturbing things begin to happen, it's clear that someone is sending her a warning. Who is trying to frighten her away and why? Very interesting. I think that sounds really interesting. And once again, I had a little kind of sneaky peek. I do that sometimes. I sit there and just read like either a chapter or just a few paragraphs, just to kind of, you know, get a feel for it. And I was just like intrigued. The writing seems really, really good. And I was just intrigued from the beginning. So yeah, I am looking forward to that. Okay, so the last book I want to show you is called The Cartographers by Peng Shepherd. Now, I'd heard of this author and I'd looked at it, I was like, I know that name. And apparently they've done the Book of M, which I have heard of. I haven't got a clue what it's about, but I know it's like a big book. But anyway, so yeah, this has literally just come out. And I will say props to my local library, South End Library. Yay! Well done to them, because they are getting like so many new books. You know, some of these, including this one, have literally just come out. Like, and you know, if I was to buy this, it'd be like, well, how much is it? Hold on. Does it say on here? Yeah, $14.99. I got it for nothing from the library. But anyway, so it says there are some maps you can get lost in. Some places you won't find on any maps. Others are only on maps. I mean, it just sounds intriguing. I'm one of these people who really likes looking at maps. I'm a map nerd. Especially so in books. I love, like in fantasy books or whatever, when you open the book and there's this beautiful map, and I literally can stare at it for ages because I just find it really pleasing to look at the map. And anyway, I've never read a book about maps, so I think it just sounds like different. There's a bit of a kind of fantasy and, oh sorry, there's a little fly, go away, go away. Sorry, I don't like insects, I'm scared of them, even that tiny. Go away. Yeah, it sounds a bit of fantasy, but it's also like a bit of mystery involved there. And I love this on the back. One of the quotes says, a story like this reminds us of why we fell in love with reading to begin with. Be prepared to be swept away on an incredible journey. So it's set in New York. There are some maps you can lose yourself in. Neil Young has lived her life in and around maps. Her father, Dr. David Young, was one of the most respected cartographers in the world. But this morning he was found dead, or was he murdered, in his office at the New York Public Library. Nell hasn't spoken to her father in years, ever since he fired her after an argument over a highway roadside map. A map which was mass-produced and every copy of which is now being found and destroyed. But why? I don't know. To answer that question, Nell will embark on a dangerous journey into the heart of a conspiracy beyond belief, the secrets behind her family and the true power that lies in maps. It says here, The Cartographers is a story about art and science, where they meet, how they both enrich our lives, and how each defines the other. It's a book about mystery, history, and romance of maps. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping I like it. It definitely sounds, you know, different than anything else I've read. I like it. So, they are the books. I've now got to quickly decide before my phone dies. I need to put it on charge. What was my prettiest cover? So I'm literally just judging on the cover, the look of the cover, not what the story's about, just the cover. I mean, there's some cool ones. Golden Boys looks cool. I like that cover. It's pretty cool. But no, the winner has got to be The Girl The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie O. Just because it is just, look at those beautiful colours, like pastel colours, and just looks so pretty. So yeah, that is my cover choice as such. But yeah, as I say, current read is The Ravens. Really, really enjoying it. So if you're into your witchy books and you like YA and stuff, I hugely recommend it. It's very, very good. And I've got the Monarchs to read straight after. So there we go. Thank you so much for watching. Please click like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out my other channel as well, Minxlaura123 ASMR. On that channel I do videos to help people with anxiety, insomnia, like kind of relaxation, sounds for sleep, that kind of thing. Links down below to that. Also come and follow me on Goodreads. You can see what books I've read, what books I want to read, currently reading, that kind of thing. So my link down below for that Goodreads page, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all the links down below, so come and follow me. It'd be lovely to make new friends on the socials. So there we go. Thank you, everyone, and happy reading. And I better actually go and read, because I've got a hell of a lot of library books to get through. Right, see you later, everyone. Take care. Bye.